Hi and welcome everyone back to Josefine Meets. And last week we didn't do any Josefine Meets, so that is why I'm super happy that I have Angela Sundust as my guest expert today. Hi Angela, so happy to have you here.
Hi, Josephine. I'm so happy that you invited me, and I'm so excited for the topic as well.
Yeah, the topic is probably the coolest topic. But now that we caught up a little bit before, we have so many things that we can talk about. But I'll try to keep this to around 30 minutes because you and I could probably go on for hours and hours and hours. I think that the first time you and I met, we spoke for several hours.
Yeah.
And the reason why we're a little bit late is because I wanted to put on some lipstick too, so that actually look the part of being an online entrepreneur. So Angela, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are and what it is that you do.
Yes, so my name is Angela, for you who don't know me, and I'm a virtual event sales expert, and I help my client. I work with service-based entrepreneurs, and I help them sell their offers in the one-to-many capacity to a lot of people at the same time, doing different kind of virtual event, webinars, workshop, challenges, and live launches. And that is our core offer to our clients, and we help them with everything when it comes to these launches. But I actually started, as if you have read the description of this live, in another niche, because I built a fitness business before doing exactly how I now do things. So I actually have done this in two different niches. So that is a really, really short description about me.
Yeah, but you weren't always that. What I find so inspiring about you is because you were actually a truck driver. Like, I mean, I can't even imagine you, because when we drive from Sweden down to Switzerland and we see these truck drivers, you definitely don't look like one of the truck drivers you might imagine. But you're still very passionate about trucks, aren't you?
Yeah, so I was been a truck driver for 15 years. I was actually living in the truck from Sunday to Friday every week, loading, unloading. And I drove mainly inside Sweden. I have done a couple of trips to Italy, but I drove mainly inside of Sweden. And back in, like, I would say 10 years ago, I launched a truck show. And because I was like, everybody knew who I was, but I knew nobody, right? Because there were not so many female truck drivers. So I started to run a truck show. That is actually where my passion from running events comes from. It's physical event. And I still do that, but with veteran trucks and cult trucks, older trucks in Sweden. So I go back every year in July to Sweden and host this. It's about 100 trucks from all over Europe. Old trucks that drives to Sweden, and they drive on a racetrack. So it's kind of a really special event. And I actually still do that. So I still kind of have the passion for it, but not the trucking in itself, not living in the truck, because that is the lifestyle that I really was looking for leaving, right? That is why I wanted to work online. I was drawn to this. Drink pina colada, lay on the beach, and make money, right? That is why. That is actually the reason. Yeah. Exactly. But I'm going to be totally honest. And I said to you, I'm going to be honest, because when I started my online business, it wasn't this, oh, I want to change people's lives, because I was in another niche. I wanted to earn money, travel, lay on the beach, drink pina colada. That was my goal back then, like all these years ago, 2018. Then, of course, things have changed. Right?
If you're watching this on a replay, if you're watching this on LinkedIn, because we're streaming this to LinkedIn, or in my Facebook group, the Online Entrepreneurs Community, or if you're watching this on YouTube, please add any questions, even if you're watching this afterwards, because both Angela and I will be able to pick up on those questions afterwards, if that's the case. So feel free to comment on whatever it is that you're hearing, if you have any ideas that pop up. But let's go back to the day when you said, I wanted to leave my truck where it is. I just want to go there once per year to this amazing event. I want to be able to be on the beach, to drink pina coladas, and I want to make a lot of money. And what was it? Because this was 2018. This was way before COVID, when I think a lot of people started to really think about what it is that they actually want to do. So what was it for you that was the turning point?
So the biggest turning point, I think, is that I always loved travel, first of all. And I actually, back in 11-ish years ago, I sold everything that I owned. And I went to the Bahamas because I thought, I'm going to get a work permit there. How hard can it be? Because I'm really kind of passionate. I just do it. I mean, how hard can it be? Other people are doing it, so why couldn't I do it? And I just went. And it wasn't that easy because it was actually impossible to get a work permit. So I ended up in Jamaica working at a bar for 1 season. And then I needed to go back to Sweden because I actually left Sweden with absolutely zero plan. But I was still drawn to that kind of, I don't want to depend on a place. I want to be able to go anywhere and work from anywhere. And my passion was fitness. So I actually took a license as a personal trainer, a license as a life coach, a license as a nutrition consultant. And that is what I launched online because I knew I couldn't launch how to drive a truck online because that it was probably the only thing that I actually could do. That was my skill, right? But so that is actually what I launched. But I launched it in a really complicated way because I built myself a fitness app. I'm really techie savvy. So I built myself an app and it was totally the wrong thing to do. So it kind of didn't work out. But that is how I started because I have always been drawn to be kind of location independent and travel everywhere. And I also dance salsa. So I love to travel to different kind of countries dancing, right? So that is what really drew me was this laptop lifestyle that I then realized that it's not the best thing every time, right? I'm going to be honest with that. But at least I can actually go wherever I want to, whenever I want to.
I also have this little bit like how hard can it be? And if they can do it, I can do it. Do you think that is a must for any entrepreneur? We will soon get into the kind of like location independent entrepreneur, but do you think that we have to have that kind of like inside of us to make it?
I mean, everyone starts from a place of fear somehow. I talk about this. There is kind of when to become a bold speaker, you go through stages. And the first stages is fear. It's as soon as we want to do something that is outside of our comfort zone. And the brain naturally going to try to keep us safe. And it's going to tell you, no, don't do that, because that is how we don't end up put the hand on a plate or doing something stupid like that, right? So the brain wants to keep us safe. And it's really important to understand that there is no growth there. You can't build your dreams and at the same time stay totally comfortable, because it doesn't add up somewhere. So we need to kind of push ourselves. Then maybe I have done a lot of stupid things because of this mindset. How hard can it be? Like selling everything and go without a plan. It's not what I recommend, right? But we need to push ourselves small baby steps and do something small to kind of teach the brain that this is totally safe, because we all start from a place of fear. It doesn't matter what we're going to do. Post online, we are afraid of judgment, right? Speaking, we are afraid what other people are gonna say. Like I'm from Sweden, so English isn't my first language, right? So that was kind of a concern for me. It's fear. What are people going to say? Are they going to take me serious? Whatever. But we need to kind of, our goal needs to be bigger than that fear, right? It needs our purpose in life, whatever we want to do, whatever you want to build, the 7-figure business, the independence lifestyle, whatever, that goal, that purpose in life needs to be bigger than your fear, right? But we need to start somewhere. Yeah. I'm not going to say that everyone should just sell everything and just go for it, because it might not be the best decision to do. Do something small.
Exactly. But it's also, the possibility. So I quit my job without having a backup plan. I would also not tell anyone to do that. If you have the energy to build it up as a side hustle, which is definitely possible today with today's technology possibilities, and also the way that we operate today. I mean, back then, and that's not so long ago that I did it, we didn't meet over Zoom back then. We didn't, if someone would have suggested having a coffee chat, people would have said, are you crazy? Why would you want to do that? I had to work the whole day. Don't even think about coffee chats, or even asking someone else for advice. That was, you wouldn't do that, because it seems so far away to take these scary steps. So how would you then say, okay, so let's assume someone wants to go from being in a corporate career currently, or a little bit stuck in their current role. How would you then suggest to them become the digital nomad, to set up a lifestyle where they can work from anywhere in the whole world?
Yeah, I mean, the first step, of course, you need to do is to know what am I going to do. And as I said to you, I did that as well. I just quit my trucking job and I just went for it without any kind of backup plans, without anything. And if I look back, what was that the best choice I did? Probably not, right? I could have taken another truck driving job, working less hours, maybe not living in the truck or something like that to be able to do it a little bit different. But there needs to be, first of all, a passion. Even if I hate the word follow your passion, because if your passion isn't profitable, if you can't make money on your passion, don't go down that road. Right? Because there needs to, and I work with service-based entrepreneurs that obviously build solutions to problems. And the problems that you pick to fix needs to be big problems on the market, especially now. Otherwise, the only one that is going to struggle is you, because it's not going to be important enough for people to invest in, right? So whatever that you look at, okay, what can I actually do that can help other people? And can I find those people online? And can I deliver that service online? There is a kind of a way where to start, right? But I also want to say that it might sound like a beautiful lifestyle to live and work from wherever, but it's not all fun and games, right? I am in an Airbnb right now, really slow uploading speed. And I didn't know that because they sent me the uploading speed, looks fine, came here, wasn't fine, right? So I can't upload any videos if I don't go somewhere else. It's not all fun and games. So even if it's look fantastic, I would say kind of, if I look back, I would kind of have some safe, not the safety net, but somewhere where I kind of had a stability, right? Compared to how I actually did it. But of course, you need to, whatever that you decide to do, it needs to be virtual. Otherwise, you're going to struggle. You can't do shipping and stuff like that, travel from anywhere. It needs to be problems that you can fix virtually, right?
And also from a pricing perspective, you and I discussed that before, that if you're doing virtual services or helping someone virtually, you can't price that in like a lower price range, because, or you can obviously, but then you need so many more. And when you're starting out, you will not have that big audience. You will not have many people coming and say, "Hey, Angela, I want to work with you." What is it that you do? No. That's not how it works, right?
Exactly, and that is the way I went down when I launched, right? Because I was in fitness and in health, and I thought that people are not going to pay me enough. I built myself a fitness app with a low ticket subscription. How did I sell it? With ads. And those ads, of course, started to cost more. I didn't even have a validated offer. I didn't know what I was doing. I was sold an idea, a dream, a wish of these evergreen sales from this app by people that actually didn't do evergreen sales to sell that app to me, because I bought it in a challenge. But I bought the solution that was the app. The app was the solution to all my problem, but I didn't have a validated offer, which meant that way of running the business costed me more money than I was making. So if you're just starting out, start as simple as possible. Don't invest in big, expensive tech tools. Don't go down that road. If you can't sell it organically, you're going to struggle, and you're going to put your money down the drain start with ads, because you need to have some kind of validated offer. Starting as I did, really low ticket as well, I need a massive amount of traffic in order to make some money. And it wasn't until I understood this, changed my business models, removed all that, replaced it with one challenge and one webinar, and invested in a coach, and built out a weight loss program for women in menopause, that I was actually starting to make money. I never ever made that app, that low ticket thing, profitable. Absolutely not, right? So simplicity is the key word, because there's so many complicated tactics taught out there, right? When it can actually be this really simple. But we need to do that decision to go the simple route, right?
And I think about the validated offer that you're saying, I think in the beginning, what we feel, I created a website on my own. I started creating offers. I started creating offers thinking I had to have it all figured out. before I even, how do you say, like publishing my website. And that's also not how it works. It's all working kind of like in a cooperation or in a co-creation way. And in the beginning, when I did my very first online course, that actually worked. Not the one that I started to create for 10 months that I wasn't even published, but the ones that really worked, that I really did have clients to. I did that as a free offer just to get it validated, just to get the testimonials. It is an option. I wouldn't say that, and that worked in 2020. I'm not so sure that works today with these free offers, trying to get them validated. For some it does, and for some it doesn't. And that's the thing. We have to test it out. Does it work with offering it for free? If it does, try that. If it doesn't, put a price tag on it, right? To get people say skin in the game. And that's the thing, right? The worst business advice I ever got was to offer coaching sessions for a coffee, meaning I would give you a coaching session, you would pay me a cup of coffee. How serious would you take those coaching sessions? Not really. I mean, that's the worst business advice. And it's not as if I came directly from university when I started coaching. So that is kind of like, be proud of the experience that you have and you have in your backpack, and make sure that you actually also price it based on the experience that you have. But we also spoke about being introvert, and it's so funny. You and I think people would say, "Oh, you guys are definitely extroverts," but I think both you and I are literally a bit like, I would actually prefer to sit, in a cafe with a glass of wine or a cup of coffee and my book. And yet we are here exposing ourselves to the world. And how did that come? Did you even think that in the beginning that would be something that you would do?
I don't think so, because I mean, if I look back on my background, I have always been in kind of the public eye, because I always worked in Sweden in men-dominated jobs. I started out as a car mechanic, and then I started to work at the Swedish car inspection. And then I elevated my career inside that company. And then I took my driving license as a truck driver with everything that is. And then I just quit my job and I started driving, because I thought, how hard can that be, right? So I started doing that. And it was a skill that I had, because I was really good at it. But what I never have done is to work with people. But when I was working in the Swedish car inspection, I was actually a teacher teaching the skill of being a car inspector to new people that was employed, right? Which means I knew that I had a talent teaching people, but I didn't have a talent to actually hang out with them. Because I get really tired when I am around people, like physical. And now traveling I moved to Spain during the pandemic 2020. I sold everything and I left Sweden again. And now we're into 3 years. I actually don't hang around so much people if it's not dancing. And dancing is not I don't get tired in that way, right? So actually, no, I never thought that I could work with people in this way, being a person that kind of, if I go out, I go home at 10 because I'm tired, and then I need to be for myself the next day, right? So no, I didn't thought that, but it's so different. I just love this virtual. I just love now meet new people, talk to new people, being on podcasts, being on summits, run live event. We run 2 live events every month in my business, helping others, talk to clients. I get so excited, and it just boosts me with energy. But if I would go down here, I said to you before, there were going to be a lot of tourists, and we have Independence Day today. I went to the store, back totally exhausted, but I could do this for hours. It's so strange, because it's not the same thing. So I would say to anyone that is listening out there that is actually introvert, don't worry. This, I can promise you, it's something completely different. Actually, I can't say what it is, but it is, right? And I think you feel the same way, right?
Yeah, we also have Åsa watching from Sweden. So, hey, Åsa, so happy to have you here. Yeah, totally different. But difference to you, I mean, you are the launch expert. I mean, the last time you and I spoke, you had done like 300 launches, something like that. And so you are like launch in and launch out. I was like, you're constantly launching. I am exhausted after my 3-day launches. And I think you've even done, you even done the 9-day launch method too, right? So you're like a marathon launcher too. So I mean, I cannot do that. That kind of takes a lot of energy. But I guess it's also a lot of kind of like what you test, because once you've tested your launch or the kind of like the topics that you're teaching during a launch, it's more or less like rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So you get used to it more and more and more.
And that is, I mean, that is the key as well, because that is what we have actually run 380, and that includes my fitness business, right? Because I run 2 events every month during that time. But in 2022, last year, we ran at minimum of 2 webinars every month, because what happened was that webinars, the conversion rate dropped drastically in February, March. So we started to do a lot of test runs. So last year, I've never ever done so many webinars live with small audiences, invite only, stuff like that. But the thing that it's not exhausting, even if you are an introvert, is that it's just rinse and repeat. We just do the same thing over and over, which means my 3-day sell with webinars workshop, I could do that now, because I know it's all in here. I can just do it. And it boosts me with energy. And the more I'm in doing the event, the more I think about, oh, when can I run the next one? Where should I run it? You know, I'm so excited. So I cannot need to almost hold me back and think, oh no, I'm not going to think ahead. I've already planned all the events throughout the year. I'm not going to go crazy here. I'm going to focus on this one, because I actually get energy from it, right? Running it live. So it's but it's, of course, if I would have picked new topic every time, it would be exhausting. It would be exhausting. So that we run signature events, and that is, of course, the key to run multiple events.
So I would like to round this off. We have discussed a little bit about being a digital nomad, just serving my trigger clients to my ideal clients. That, I mean, it's a huge shift going on when we do something that we really feel for. We've also discussed, what did we discuss? We discussed launches. We discussed how an introvert can become a successful business owner. So Angela, tell us a little bit about your next steps. Where are you heading? You're now in Sicily, and you will be moving out from Sicily to attend this truck event in July. What is happening in your world?
So then I have that trucking event that I host myself in Sweden. Then there is another trucking event that I need to go to promote our next year's trucking event. And then the plan is, I don't know. I am definitely looking for something to have like a base in Sicily. I really love it here. So, but it's really hard as a non-Italian to get a long permit contract where I actually want to stay, right? So I don't know. I just go with the flow, where whatever happens, and I might feel like, no, I'm going to go to Mexico dancing, or I'm going to go back to Sicily. So I actually don't kind of have a plan, because since I can work from wherever, I don't need to plan that out. Even if I love to plan, I love to have everything planned, but not that. I love to go with the flow and see what happens. Where do I want to go? Might be that I do some other traveling, whatever. So that is, of course, the beauty with be able to work from wherever, is that you don't need to, if you like this kind of go with the flow lifestyle, it's definitely for you, right? And so we talk about passion. I mean, my passion where I started out was, of course, fitness, right? It was my passion, and I followed that passion. And I usually say that whatever you are passionate about, if you know your audience, if you know their struggles and pain points and their emotions, you can almost put anything in a profitable niche. But if you don't understand how to put your passion in a profitable niche, take help, right? Ask someone, like, do you work, Josefine, with doing crafting offers, right? because we can almost take anything. We can take a cooking class and put it in a profitable niche if we understand the passion behind the person that we're going to sell it to, why it's so important for them to actually learn how to cook, not only to eat good food. There is something else going on, right? They want something more. And if we can take that passion and whatever that is and sell that online and put it in a profitable niche, then you can have this lifestyle if this is what you're aiming for, right? Or of course, you don't need to travel full time. But so that is my kind of next step, is that I don't have a next step. It's more like it's more like go with the flow. So that is what I do. That is my lifestyle. A lot of people can't. A lot of people, especially us that come from Sweden, we have this huge safety net, right? This kind of safety, whatever. And people, when I say, oh, I don't know, I don't have a home, I just have a suitcase and I travel. And where are you going to go? I don't know. But where are you going to stay? I haven't booked anything. Haven't you booked anything? You arrive tomorrow. Yeah, but I will find something, won't I? And they just get so stressed. So can you plan it out a little bit more than I do? Yes, but I don't plan. I just go and see where I am.
And for those who don't think that you have any family, you do actually have a family. You have a son. I know. I don't know if you have any more kids, but he's a grown up, so it's not like he's dependent on you or anything. But
no, and I have one grandson as well. So no, he's 28. My son is 28. So because I was a young mom, right? So he's 28, and I have a grandson. So of course I go back and visit them, right? But kind of the beauty with it is that when you are kind of local independence as well, you can go back. I actually maybe see them more now than when I lived there. I'm just going to be honest, right? Because when you're close, sometimes you don't see each other anyway. And when you're far, you start missing them, so you go back, right? So it's kind of have the kind of mirror effect when it comes to how I hang out with family and friends, actually.
And that was actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to be build a location independent business too. I am mostly in Switzerland because my kids are younger; they are still in school. But the reason was so that I can be home with my family in Sweden too, whenever when I say I want to be there, or so that you're a little bit more flexible. So, thank you so much, Angela. And so people come to me to validate their offers, then they move over to you to scale their office significantly and bring in the bucks by doing the live launches and learning how to do a live launch properly. How can people connect with you, Angela?
Well, the simplest way, of course, if you are on LinkedIn, just click on my name and connect with me, or search on me on Angela Sundust on Facebook, because it's just me. It's just me that have that name. So you are gonna find me. So just click on my name, and I'm on all social media platforms.
Are you even on TikTok? Do you do TikTok?
Yeah, I don't do TikTok, but of course I have an account there, so I can watch all funny videos, right? But I don't
go down the rabbit hole.
No, I don't have a business. I don't post videos, but I love to watch videos, but not in my niche. I just watch fun videos with cats and dogs and stuff like that. That is why I'm on TikTok. But I am actually on TikTok. So if you connect with me there, I can move you forward to another platform where I do a little more business.
Exactly. So that was actually it from me and Angela. If you want to connect with Angela, if you want to learn more about how to launch, because that is what Angela does, you have to have an offer, a validated offer, and then you can move on to Angela, who will help you to actually set up a live launch for that offer. If you don't have a validated offer yet, if you want to figure out how to make that offer of yours actually flying and bring in some money, then you can come to me. My name is Josefine Meets, and I help former corporate professionals to build their coaching and consulting businesses. So thank you all so much for being with us today, Josefine Meets, and hope to see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.